coming to you after the Broncos' final OTA practice, but the biggest news of the day doesn't have to do what was on the field or who was on the field, who the Broncos just signed. Breaking news, the Broncos signed Frank Clark, pass rusher. They stole him from the Kansas City Chiefs, and in the past 4 years when Frank Clark was with the Chiefs, he averaged 6 sacks, 15 quarterback hits, and nearly 8 tackles for a loss. That's what the Broncos are getting. The deal is $5.5 million guaranteed, up to $7.5 million in incentives. If he gets close to 6.5 or 6 sacks that he's averaged over these past few years, that deal will be a bargain for the Broncos. So help is on the way to the room that includes Nick Bonito, Baron Browning, and Randy Gregory.
But there was things that were going on at practice too, and we can't get into all the details, but after practice, Sean Payton said that there's 43 different scenarios that could happen late in the half, end of game, that you need to practice. And they might come up every other week, they might come up once every other year, but you have to have them down. Things like, you know, it's 3 seconds left, you gotta kick a field goal, or the other team has to kick a field goal, or you gotta pick some yards up and then spike the ball, or do you have a timeout? All those different scenarios that could come into play with special teams, with the offense, with the defense, and that's a little bit different. Courtland Sutton said that he was really impressed by how Sean Payton has all of those things nailed down. Now, Courtland Sutton also said, Sean said there were 75 of those scenarios. Later on, I think Sean said there were 42, not 43. Garrett Bowles talked about it as well, also said it's awesome. Didn't give a number on the scenarios though, but that's what they've been focusing on. It's good to see, because those are the areas they could definitely clean up, those little details next season.
And there's no questions about what the play of the day was. Came from number 30, Caden Stearns on the defensive side. He made a huge play. That's all the detail I could get into, but it was a huge play in practice. It was a really nice play, and after practice, Sean Payton said that he's been impressed with Caden Stearns. Caden Stearns is smart, and he said that is so important for that safety position. I would not be shocked if Caden Stearns continues to climb that ladder and really competes, if not overtakes Kareem Jackson for playing time this year. That's how impressive he's been so far. Those are the biggest takeaways from OTAs.